What's up guys, PBD here, and welcome to episode 67 of my road to Manchester City. We're starting off this episode by jumping straight into the MLS Daily Knockout Tournament. We don't usually play the Daily Knockout Tournament, but there was a kit as a reward, and I really wanted the kit because so far I think we've gotten every single kit that you can get, except obviously the top 100 kits, and some the first few months we didn't get the elite monthly kits, so those we missed out on. But I mean, come on, that's based on skill. So as for the SBC ones and the other ones that you can get, we have them all. So we're gonna try and get this MLS one over here. Now I didn't have to go and play this because you can actually buy the kit, which is surprising. I thought it would be untradeable, but it turns out it's tradable. It does go for a lot of coins, but still we didn't have to play this. We could just go and buy it. But I said, you know what, this MLS tournament might be fun. It also gives me a chance to play with Lacazette, who I really wanted to play with since we got him. So I said, you know what, let's go ahead and try this tournament out and see how we do. Well, we made it past the first 3 rounds pretty easily. We crushed our opponents, and now we're in the final. And as you saw, our opponent has a very, very, very good team. While he does have a bunch of MLS players in his team, as most people, or as everybody in this tournament did, he had 3 players or 4 players that were absolutely crazy. Benzema, one of them. He had the striker Ronaldo. I think he had the SBC Suarez as well. So definitely not something you want to be seeing in a MLS tournament final, but it is what it is. And the first goal scored by Benzema is due to a Tim Howard error, and that wouldn't be the only error he would make this game, as he is going to be pissing me off a lot throughout this game, and you're going to see me call him out when he does. But not too long after he scored, we would have a chance at an equalizer over here. Big Frank right there gives it to Martial, and Martial just doing what he does in this game and putting it into the back right corner right there. He's just too good in this game, and we equalize it right there. However, in the 30th minute, he would have a chance over here. Smith does a terrible pass to Gerrard, and Gerrard intercepts it. However, we do lose the ball. We get it right back, and it would go to Martial. Martial is going to wait for Alessandrini shoots it and makes it 2-1. And Alessandrini was actually a surprise for me. Initially, I just had him because he's fast and he's French, so he gets that link to Lacazette. But I didn't really think he would do any of the scoring throughout this tournament. And he actually banged a few goals, which is nice because we can use as much help as we can get in this MLS team. If we look at our midfield, we have one of the slowest MLS midfields you can have with the Gerrard and Lampard. But yeah, he does equalize it not too long after right there with Benzema once again. Only have myself to blame. He broke me down defensively, found an easy pocket in my defense, and we were exposed, and he scored. So can't blame Tim Howard on that, but I can definitely blame him on what's coming. Over here in the 49th minute, Ronaldo holding up the play right there, gives it to Dempsey. Dempsey back to Ronaldo. Ronaldo does a shot right at Howard. He saves it, but it goes into the corner, and he gets himself a goal. And I was fuming because not only did we just give up the lead, but we were now losing, and 2 of those 3 goals were down to Tim Howard's stupidity. And I was fuming. I thought the game was over, and it pretty much was, because in the 89th minute over here, Ronaldo once again, he's just way too good for this MLS defense, does a great skill, puts it into the corner. What do you know? Hits the post, but don't worry, because the rebound falls straight to Benzema, who completes his hat-trick. As if we didn't concede enough shitty goals this game, the game gives this guy with a crazy team a freaking rebound, and that is basically what happens in Foot Champions. I come across super teams, and the game helps out my opponent as if they need it. But it is what it is, and yeah, we lose the final. After swifting through the first 3 rounds, I didn't think the final would be this difficult. But when you come across a team like that and your opponent is actually competent, it's not going to be an easy game. And yeah, so we lose that, but there was obviously time left, and we were going to go straight back into it because we wanted that kit. And once again, we swifted right through the first 3 rounds. 5-1, 6-1, 4-0. Very easy games. And we're going straight into the final. This time with attribute cards. I'm not using them. I didn't go out and buy them. I'm using them because I have them and I might as well. And that's actually something I do in Foot Champs. But yeah, look at this guy's team, man. What? And it's 78 rated, in quotation marks. 78 rated. It's because of the bench, I think. Beckenbauer, Hullet, Weah, and Pele. Now, quote me if I'm wrong, but those guys have to be in like the top 7 most expensive legends you can get in the game. Obviously, Pele's the most expensive. Beckenbauer is definitely, without a doubt, I would say the most expensive center back. It might be Blanc, but I think it's Beckenbauer. Hullet, obviously one of the most expensive midfielders, and of course, Weah, one of the other expensive strikers. So this team was ridiculous, and I said, for the love of God, can you stop giving me super teams in the final? And not only that, but look at the pitch. We have this diamond pitch, which just destroys my eyes. But we would get the first goal of the game. Alessandrini involved once again in the final. Makes it 1-0, 24 minutes in. And I was buzzing because not only were we winning, but we were beating a guy that has a team that one player alone is more expensive than probably my whole club. Because, yeah, Pele's like 5 million coins. And we have like, I'd say like 2 million coins, maybe a little bit more in value in our club. So it was just ridiculous. And he almost got a chance to equalize right there with Pele. Unfortunately, he is denied by the post. So a little bit of luck finally for us. However, in the 39th minute over here, he would try to go on the attack. Smalling does well to intercept it. We go on the counter-attack. Lacazette through on goal. Can he make it 2-0? Yes, he can. An absolute screamer from Lacazette right there. And he was definitely a player I enjoyed using. He's fast. He's clinical. He's kind of strong. The only thing that bugged me about Lacazette, and you can probably guess what it is his work rate. High. There was times where I needed him up there, and he just wasn't there. He was like in the midfield or something stupid. So that's the only downside to Lacazette, and it's a shame really because he is such a good striker, but his highs really ruin him. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. I might sub him on a few times during the weekend league this week, but definitely not going to be starting him anytime soon because of those work rates. But Pele was going to get himself a goal this game, and outside the box finesse brings him back into the game 2-1, and I was pretty annoyed because I was dominating this guy. We were winning 2-0, and he just gets himself a goal just from like randomly shooting it outside the box. I mean, you would expect Pele to score that, but it was still really annoying to concede. And in the 63rd minute, we would try to look for a third goal just in case some weird crap would happen. Martial to Lacazette, and Lacazette is there to make sure that we now have the 2-goal cushion again. And he gets his second goal of the game, makes it 3-1. And in the 78th minute over here, we would try to create another chance, but it falls to our opponent from the goal kick. However, Opara does well to steal it, and from that we go on the attack. Lampard to Lacazette, Lacazette to Martial. Lacazette receives a great pass. He's through on goal. What are we going to do? We slow it down, and we put it into the bottom right corner. Lacazette becomes the man of the match for this final. He gets himself a hat-trick, and with that, we are going to be winning the MLS tournament against a very crazy team. And this is something you guys need to keep in mind if you ever play FUT Champions or just FIFA in general. The team does not define the player. You can come across the craziest team, but the guy can be absolutely terrible at the game. So don't be scared if you ever come across a good team, because it might just be the guy spends a crap load of money on the game or buys coins or something like that. But yeah, don't be too scared of crazy teams, because sometimes they're just not that good at the game anyways. And this was proof of that, because we end up winning 5-1. We get ourselves the kits. We also get to sell the MLS players who were going for a lot. Now, initially when I finished the tournament, I said, yeah, I'm probably going to lose some money on these MLS players because I bought them at a time where they were expensive, and I'm pretty sure they're lower now. Well, it turns out they were higher than what I paid for them. So we end up making profit, which is just great, because not only do we win ourselves the kit, but we can cash out on these guys and actually make money, which is very nice. And you're going to see that over here. Powell, I bought him for like a 1K, sold him for 3.3. Lampard bought him for like 4 or 5. Same for Gerrard, sold both of them for 9. And Opara I bought for like 4K and sold him for 6K. So we didn't make crazy money, but we definitely made money. And speaking of money, the opposite of making money is losing money. And that is what we went ahead and did over here. I went ahead and bought a bunch of Juventus center backs that are high rated, and the reason for this was because it was leaked earlier on yesterday when I was doing this that the Serie A and the J League SBC would come out. Now I said to myself, okay, Juventus is obviously going to be the most expensive team. You're probably going to need a high rating, so let's go ahead and buy some high rated center backs, because you're going to need them and they'll definitely go up. Well, turns out you only need an 82 rating, and we bought those players, and we're going to end up making a loss. But I'll be showing more of that later on in the episode. But yeah, we go ahead and open up our Foot Champions rewards. Gold 3 this week. This is the first time we got Gold 3 in like months. The reason we got Gold 3 was because we stopped playing on the weekend. We didn't have a need to keep playing. We already secured Elite Monthly, and I just wanted to relax. And we go ahead and open up our packs over here, and we don't get anything too great in the first 2 packs. So far, our best pull being Cuadrado. But other than that, we honestly didn't get anything from these packs over here, which is a shame because sometimes you get great things from Gold 3. I think the last time we got Gold 3, or the last few times we got Gold 3, like a couple of months ago, we actually got some good players in it. And same for Gold 2, but unfortunately though, this time around it wouldn't be the same. However, squad fitness cards are going for 1.5, which is crazy, and I'm so glad I don't use them. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about packing those if they're worth 1.5, so we're gonna go ahead and sell those off when we can. And in our last pack, we don't get anything either. So after all 3 of these packs, our best pull was Cuadrado. And don't you just love playing a weekend league to get Cuadrado? Yeah, me too, man. It is what it is. But then again, we did get Gold 3, so can't really expect much. This week, however, we're going to go for Gold 1, Gold 3. Gold 1 or Elite 3. And honestly, I'm going to go for Elite 3. And you guys are going to see why later on. I'm expecting myself to get at least Elite. But yeah, we go ahead and sell off some contracts over here, emptying off the transfer list because I will be buying some more investments that end up losing money, and that is Higuain. I went ahead and bought him because he's high rating, and once again, I figured that Juventus would require a high rating. So I went ahead and bought like 3 of these. Unfortunately, though, you didn't need a high rating, and I ended up losing money on these Higuains, and it just further proves why I hate this dickhead. But yeah, same thing for Alexandro. Went ahead and bought him because he's like the highest rated fullback they have. But yeah, we're gonna end up losing money on these Juventus players, and I actually calculated how much money we lost. We ended up losing like 30k, I want to say, which isn't a lot, but it's still a dent on our coin total, and it's really annoying. But we're going to go ahead and complete some of those new SBCs over here, the Serie A and the J-League. The J-League specifically, we have so many of these players. We've been hogging onto these, or holding onto these, or hoarding onto these, whatever you want to say, to these guys for such a long time. We have so many bronzes, so many of the teams are bronze, and we have a few silvers as well. So we're going to go ahead and complete a few of the J-League teams. I think we end up completing like 6 off of one go, which is crazy because there's only 18 teams, so we're 1/3 of the way there on the first day, which is obvious what you want to do. And we get ourselves a few silver packs, which isn't too bad for giving in these bronzes. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and complete these teams over here. And that the player you actually get for completing the J League is actually a pretty decent card. I mean, I don't think I'd ever use him in a team. I don't think I'd ever sub him on either because I have better players. But if you're just starting off or something like that, or you don't have a great team, he might be a good player to have as a sub at least, because he's got some decent stats. Obviously, if he was in a better league, he'd be way better because you can put him into a team. But then again, if he was in a better league, then he wouldn't have gotten top goal scorer. So can't have both, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and complete this last team over here for the Japanese team. And this one is one that I really think we're gonna be completing sometime soon because, like I said, most of the players are bronze, and we're just missing a few silvers here and there. And we should be able to complete that team sometime soon, so look out for that. We're going to go ahead and open up the packs we get for completing those teams. Not going to expect anything crazy in these packs because most of them are silver, and the ones that are gold aren't necessarily going to give you a walkout. But we can pray for some good silver players in here. And you see me clearing off the transfer list there again because I just need the room. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and make a huge signing before we continue opening up the packs, and that is going to be Sergio I guess I didn't sign him. I will sign him later on. I was just checking this price right there to see if I can get him on a buy now really quick for you guys. Unfortunately though, that wasn't the case because he was still a little bit inflated, but I do end up putting up a bid on him later on. And you're going to see me purchasing him, so that should be exciting. But yeah, we go ahead and continue opening up the silver packs. The good thing about silver packs now, I feel like silver packs get better and better each month, because the more SBCs that are released, the more useful the silver players are for the SBCs. So while in like the first 2 months getting Serie A, J League, La Liga, and stuff like that wasn't useful, now getting them is really useful because you can put them into the SBC, which is nice. So I'm always excited to open up silver packs, because we usually get players that we don't have and that we need for some of the teams in the SBC. But yeah, you see me over here just dealing with the lack of transfer list space. It's just really frustrating. And we actually get Bellarabi in that silver pack, which I found really funny. And I guess that means you can kind of get a walkout in that pack, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, 83 rated Bellarabi, can't complain about that. Probably our best silver pack we've gotten all year. Actually, nah, because we've gotten silver players worth like over 10,000 coins. So obviously those take priority over the 1K worth Bellarabi. And one of those players is Medjugorje over here. We have him as a duplicate. He's obviously needed for the Sporting Kansas City SBC, because I think you need like different nations other than the United States. So he sells for a nice little penny right there. We end up listing him up for 6.7. So that was probably the best pack we've gotten all episode, which is really sad if you think about it, because we opened up some mega packs and stuff like that from the Gold 3 rewards. But that's just how it is sometimes, and we're going to go ahead and send those to the club. We also got ourselves a J League player in that last pack right there, which is nice. I may have completed that team, but whatever. We go ahead and take a look at our transfer list, and we did end up selling all the Juventus players. Like I said, we made a loss of about 30,000 coins. The funny thing was that for Higuain, I actually could have sold him for a profit at one point, but I didn't notice that he had gone up, and by the time I listed him up, he had already gone down. But yeah, we went ahead and we signed the big man, Sergio Kun Aguero, the man of the match, for 1.15 million coins. That is 1,150,000 coins, and it's honestly not what I wanted to pay for him, but it is what it is, and we can go ahead, check him off the checklist. And we are now missing Inform De Bruyne, RNG Torre, Barker, and Kolarov. And you're probably wondering, how do you not have Kolarov and Barker? Well, that is because Barker we sold off not too long ago, and he is just way too expensive right now, so I'm waiting for the right time to buy him. As for Kolarov, I know I'll pack him at some point, so I don't want to go and buy him, but I might just do it sometime soon. But yeah, that is our weekend league team for this weekend. As for the city team, this is it, with Aguero in the starting lineup now. And this is going to be a crazy team now. So this is why I'm expecting to get elite. Now that we have man of the match Aguero and man of the match Walcott and Martial, I really hope we can get elite this week. But anyways, guys, this is going to conclude this episode of my road to Manchester City. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Pipideed, and I'm out.